Hey, good afternoon everyone, and greetings from Busch Gardens, Tampa. Exciting day today. It's the first day of pass holder previews for their new ride, the Serengeti Flyer, the big S&S Scream and Swing. So here to check that out and do an update video. There's a Mardi Gras festival going on and all sorts of other stuff. I love spending the day over at Busch Gardens. I go by the legend, joined by my wonderful girlfriend, Molly.
I'm excited to see all the animals.
Like this flamboyance of flamingos. All right, let's go check out Busch Gardens. Gotta kick off the tour here at Serengeti Flyer. This is the new for 2023 ride here at Busch Gardens. Today is the first day it is open for Platinum Pass holders, and it's a really fun ride. I love this whole plaza area they built. It feels exactly like you should. It feels like a brand new ride. Now this area of the park used to be home to where you would board the Rhino Rally Jeep Tour adventure, and that ride obviously closed a long time ago. And it's been kind of a quiet section of the park for a while, but they added this ride here, and it is super fun. I mean, I've been on these rides at other parks, you know, Dollywood, Silver Dollar City, Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, Cedar Point, and they're wonderful rides. This is the tallest one in the world. I believe it probably shares that number with quite a few other swings, but it's really fun. One thing that's cool on this one, you're hanging up in the air over 100 feet, swinging around, and right next to you is a herd of elephants. But yeah, great addition to the park. Love this. Just for the second time, and if you can, try and get a seat on this side. It looks that way because you face like the whole Serengeti and you get a really cool view. Very nice of Busch Gardens. They were they're giving out buttons to people that rode today as part of the preview. Also, they opened this plaza so you can see some cool views of cheetah hunt. Although, however, the water's off. That is the new ride at Busch Gardens. Unfortunately, there's a lot of closed rides. Let's go take a look at those in this next segment. Out of the rides that are closed, the one that's been closed the longest is the Sky Ride. Last year in a hurricane, it suffered some damage. As you can see, the one on the left is how Sky Rides are supposed to look, and the one on the right is definitely not how they're supposed to look.
Oh.
The Sky Ride has been closed for about 2.5 years, so I'll be curious if it is ever coming back. Falcon Fury remains closed. Now this is a parts issue. The park is also saying a supply chain issue. And they have come out and said Falcon Fury will reopen sometime this spring. So that is good news. The Stanley Falls Flume is currently closed for refurbishment. Unlike some of the other rides in the park, this is a scheduled refurbishment. Obviously it makes sense to close your water rides during what are normally the coldest times of year, although today it's like mid-80s. It's very warm today.
Yeah. That's not today.
No, this is about a 2-month closure for this ride, and it should be reopening, I believe, March 11th. And you can see, like, if you took the train ride, you can see them redoing some of the belts on it. I wonder if the sign looks like it's in great shape.
Yeah, that sign definitely is new or repainted.
Yeah, they're also redoing the deck area for the viewing. So a lot of work going on one of the older rides in the park with the Stanley Falls Flume. The newest addition to Busch Gardens rides that are closed with no reopening date is the Scorpion.
No, this one has kind of good reason.
Yeah, an unfortunate reason. The video went viral, I believe, on TikTok that showed a little girl who just turned 42 inches, which is tall enough to ride, and on the way up, she managed to escape underneath the lap bar. And the ride has been closed, I believe, since that has happened. And I believe on the park's website, they have updated the height limit from 42 to 48.
I just hope that the parents enforce that girl on.
You know, I have no idea.
I always hate whenever that happens.
I also didn't know this ride had 2 trains.
No, I had no idea either.
You can see here the Scorpion sign has been updated for the new 48-inch height requirement. The entire treetop sales section is closed, and the Wild Surge has been closed for quite some time. It's hard to see, but if you take a look behind the waterfall, the ride has been taken apart a little bit. That used to be like a big covering around the mechanics of the ride. I believe from photos I've seen, this ride did suffer some damage. I'm not sure why or how, but that is my understanding of the situation going on with it. But it definitely looks like if they have taken parts of it off, that they're in the process of making some repairs, hopefully. We didn't have time to check it out today, but at the Moroccan Palace Theater, where they do their ice skating show, it is now labeled Turn It Up Remix, so it looks like they must have made some alterations to the Turn It Up ice show. Pantopia Theater now has a new show, and from the look of the sign, it is probably a permanent show, and that is Rescue Tales. It's a show they ran during the summer for a couple of years over at SeaWorld Orlando. Let's go check it out here in Pantopia.
Hypno Possum. However, though, this lady is really, really smart. She had done her research and she remembered reading some.
Now, you guys have all heard about how porcupines shoot their quills, right? So what we're gonna do is on the count of 3, we're gonna clap one time really loudly. When we clap, he's gonna shoot 10 to 20 quills towards the audience. So you guys in the first 3 rows.
Dogs, watched TV with the kids. So by the time that she had brought him back, they had seen that she had completely ruined him. He totally lost.
They do something very special with. They go from flower to flower to flower all night. Animals belong in nature where they're truly supposed to be. Now I do like to end each one of our presentations with just a few easy things that we are able to do to help protect our wild friends. Things like we're doing.
One thing I was definitely looking forward to checking out on this visit is the Springs Tap Room. Now this building that used to be known as the Hospitality House, or more recently known as the Garden Gate Cafe, well, they put a bunch of money into it, refurbished it up, and it's now known as the Springs Tap Room. The refurbished bar area looks really, really nice. Definitely much more modern than the old one used to be. Still has a bit of a funky smell in here, though.
And there's a lot of like empty space.
Yeah, but at least that gives you plenty of room for the line for people to get their drinks.
Yes.
The new bar does have some really cool old-timey pictures from Busch Gardens. That's something I definitely remember as a kid. The escalator that would take you up to the brewery tour.
I do not.
Yep, that was where Gras is now. Important part of any new bar, the draft list. You got Founders All Day IPA, Cream and Sugar by Cycle. I'm not familiar at all with Crooked Thumb Brewery.
No.
You got Keel Farms, which is a local hard cidery. They're mango. You got some more standard stuff, Modelo, Stella, Michelob Ultra, Bud Light. You do have that King Cake Ale, and then Cold Snap and Mango Cart.
I like how these are different than the draft bar.
Yeah. Cool the park's doing this year is for $5, you can get souvenir plates with the rides on them. I believe it'll be 1 per month. It looks like Sheikah and Cheetah Hunt are out right now. It's a pretty inexpensive souvenir, and if you're a roller coaster dork like I am, a pretty solid one. Don't know if they'll survive the dishwasher or the microwave, but I might have to buy one and find out. Let's see, do we?
I don't think it will, since it says not dishwasher safe.
I like that Kumba one though.
That Kuba one's the best. The Montu's one's really cool too.
Yeah, that one's good. Iron Gwazi's pretty solid. Regular Gwazi.
And if you're curious, they still have the glasses from last year.
So those did not sell too well. And a very similar style art style. If not the same exact, probably the same exact print.
Yeah, I think
just in a different fortune.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can see, like that one Kumba one I like the plate. Yep, it's the same one, just on a cup.
Same with the Montu.
I'm sure it'll be the most thrilling part of this update. It looks like Busch Gardens has started the process of updating the parking lot signs. There you can see a newer one for alligator. And over here, if I zoom in, you can see an older one for alligator. You can tell some buildings have gotten a fresh coat of paint, especially over here in the entry village area. Looking good. The Agora Cafe right in the front of the park also got a refreshed look and is looking very snazzy. New game over here. It used to be the three-point shootout. Then they replaced that with a smaller basketball game. And now they got a much more better looking permanent basketball game, complete with the Iron Gwazi logo. Restrooms by Animal Connections in Nairobi train station. They are currently being refurbished. One of at least 2 bathrooms in the park being refurbished. Also the ones by the Zambia Smokehouse. So they probably paid some sort of, I'm guessing some sort of contractor, and they're having them do both of them at once. Over here in Pantopia, the Phoenix has been completely removed. I did see on Twitter, I believe last month, there were some survey crews out here. Now, the Phoenix does not take up a large amount of room, so unless they wanted to also remove like the kiddie rides or the sand serpent, I don't think there's too much you can do with this space besides a different flat rides. Maybe if you got rid of one of those, you could have some sort of a roller coaster station here that goes out that way and goes played by Kumba. But as far as this space, not too much. If they were to put like a small scale flat ride here, I think that would be cool. You know, like a big spinning pendulum ride, or I guess it'll be too similar to the new ride.
They do need more kids rides though.
Maybe Zamperla Nebulas would be great. It's a new food offering outside of the Dragon Fire Grill. It's now the Dragon Dog, with all different takes on the hot dog or Italian sausages. And they've got some really interesting sounding stuff.
Yeah, some of them look really good.
Like the Dragon Dog, an all-beef footlong hot dog, pepper jack cheese, cheddar cheese sauce, fried jalapenos, salsa, sour cream, and fiery hot Cheetos. In the front of the park, the Sultan Suite area is closed down. It's going to become the Coaster Coffee Company, just like we've seen over at SeaWorld Orlando. I wonder if I'll have the cool models of the roller coasters.
I would think so. Which one do you think they would do?
I would guess Iron Gwazi myself.
I was going to say Cheetah Hunt.
Now I have a platinum pass to the SeaWorld parks, and with that you get a quick queue every time you visit for one ride. And one thing that's awesome, since it's been open, you could not use that quick queue on Iron Gwazi. That has changed, and now you can use your quick queue on Iron Gwazi. I just did and skipped a 45-minute line.
It was a great.
Yeah. Great use of the quick queue.
Yes.
Now until early March, Busch Gardens has a Mardi Gras festival going on. So there are a couple food booths around the park. With always Busch Gardens, my favorite booth is this first one here, and that's always some sort of liquor tasting. Today it is a whiskey tasting, 4 different types of whiskey, and it cost us around $19 after pass holder discount, but we got some pretty good pours, so
we did.
Excited for this. Some quick thoughts on the whiskey. Burnt sugar whiskey, surprising, that was really, really good. Same with the marshmallow chocolate. We did have that at their last festival during the Christmas one.
It's so good.
I think the surprise with the Ammunition Straight Rye, that was super smooth, and I'm really not a rye guy.
It definitely smells really strong, but tastes much better.
Yeah, and then horse shoulder whiskey, well, it was smooth, but it definitely tasted like whiskey. Like the
Mardi Gras, friends. Welcome to Busch Gardens, home of the Mardi Gras.
And tigers.
You bring the Mardi, we bring the party.
The garden area by the kangaroos is done up very nice for Mardi Gras.
I love the flamingos with the crowns.
To stop by this booth because they had a specialty beer. This is a King Cake Ale. Not gonna be my favorite beer. You get a little bit of King Cake flavor, but a lot of cinnamon. Made by Mudbug Brewing. As part of Mardi Gras, they do have a small parade. A live band, a fun cart, Chinese dragon. One cool thing Busch Gardens is doing for their annual pass holders is during Mardi Gras you get a free food sample, and I cashed mine in on this andouille sausage po' boy. Oh, it looks good.
It does. It looks big.
Doesn't look like it's worth $11, but it looks good. It has been a little while since I've seen this. The Macaws are out on their perch over by the Excursions gift shop in the Springs tap room. Now it wouldn't be a Busch Gardens update video without showing off some of the animals. Over here I had to show off, look at how cute the little wallaby is here in the Australian outback area. Stopped into the aviary, and the laughing kookaburras are right by the people. Posing right here.
Yeah.
The iguana's in a cool pose.
One of like the newer animals here, I believe, right?
Yeah. Pretty hot day here at Busch Gardens. I'm jealous of that tiger. Completely unrelated to Busch Gardens, but hey, it is Tampa and it is spring training time, so I did a stopover. Of course, the closest spring training facility to Busch Gardens, Tampa Bay, is home to my personal favorite baseball team, the New York Yankees. As you can see, my favorite baseball player right there, Aaron Judge, taking some batting practice. When they're practicing, it's just free to come in here. And the beer is actually cheaper than it is at Busch Gardens, which is kind of surprising. And a mango cart's the same price. Oh, and he just hit it. That is way gone. That was good timing. The Busch Gardens can be expensive, so we try to eat outside the park when we make our ways over here. Today we're eating at a local chain Taco Bus that I really like. I got a very nice looking quesadilla. And look at that chimichanga.
Chimichanga.
About 20 bucks for the 2 food items combined. And that'll do it for our visit here to Busch Gardens today. Some good and some bad. The good, big fan of the new ride. I think that fills a hole in the park's lineup, both in a ride form and in that plot of land. Like, there's not a lot of rides over there, and that's a perfect spot. I really enjoyed that. Love that there's a show back in the Pantopia Theater. And
Full of cute animals.
Basil.
Basil.
Gotta love Basil. And the park looks good overall. A lot of painting, a lot of things like the new bar. Like you can tell they're spending a lot of money. Now there was some bad. A lot of closed rides.
Hopefully they won't be closed too much longer, but
Yeah.
since they're spending money on maintenance and paints and stuff like that.
We were talking to some people around the park, and most of those closed rides that don't have dates, well, most of them have plans to reopen.
Yeah,
And
hopefully.
not in the near future, so that's good. And there we go. That'll do it for our Busch Gardens Tampa update. You got any questions? Let me know in the comment section below. And thanks for watching.